Welcome to our channel. Today we have 25 challenging questions on the New and Old Testaments of the Holy Bible. Let us know in the comments how many answers you got right. Let's get to the quiz. Question 1. Who was the first king of Israel? A. David. B. Solomon. C. Saul. D. Josiah. Time. Correct answer, C. Saul. Saul was the first king of Israel, anointed by Samuel in a sacred ceremony. God chose Saul to rule over the people of Israel, leading them in battles against their enemies. However, Saul did not follow all divine instructions, and his disobedience led to the end of his reign. 1 Samuel 10 verses 1 to 24. Question 2. Which disciple was called by Jesus while fishing in the Sea of Galilee? A. John. B. Peter. C. James. D. Andrew. Time. Correct answer, B. Peter. Peter was called by Jesus while casting nets into the Sea of Galilee. Jesus told Peter that he would become a fisher of men, marking the beginning of his journey as one of Christ's main apostles. Matthew 4 verses 18 to 19. Question 3. Which apostle wrote most of the New Testament? A. Peter. B. John. C. Paul. D. James. Time. Correct answer, C. Paul. Paul, formerly known as Saul, wrote most of the epistles in the New Testament. His letters address theological and practical issues for churches and individuals, deeply influencing Christianity. Acts 13 verses 1 to 3, Romans 16 verse 22. Question 4. Who was the prophet that faced the prophets of Baal on Mount Carmel? A. Elisha. B. Isaiah. C. Jeremiah. D. Elijah. Time. Correct answer, D. Elijah. Elijah challenged the prophets of Baal on Mount Carmel, asking God to send fire from heaven to consume the sacrifice. This event demonstrated the supremacy of the God of Israel over pagan gods and resulted in the elimination of the prophets of Baal. 1 Kings 18 verses 20 to 40. Question 5. What is the name of the field bought by Joseph, where he was buried? A. Field of Machpelah. B. Field of Ephron. C. Field of Golgotha. D. Field of Boaz. Time. Correct answer, B. Field of Ephron. Joseph bought the field of Ephron in Shechem, and it was there that he and his descendants were buried. This field was an important location for the inheritance of the tribe of Joseph and symbolized the possession of the promised land. Joshua 24 verse 32. Question 6. Who was the mother of John the Baptist? A. Mary. B. Hannah. C. Elizabeth. D. Sarah. Time. Correct answer, C. Elizabeth. Elizabeth, wife of Zechariah, was the mother of John the Baptist. John's birth was announced by the angel Gabriel, who declared that he would prepare the way for the Lord and play a crucial role in the coming of Jesus. Luke 1 verses 5 to 25. Question 7. What was the first city conquered by the Israelites in the Promised Land? A. Jericho. B. Ai. C. Hebron. D. Shechem. Time. Correct answer, A. Jericho. The Israelites conquered Jericho after marching around the city for 7 days. On the 7th day, the walls of Jericho fell when the priests blew the trumpets, fulfilling God's promise to Joshua. Joshua 6 verses 1 to 20. Question 8. Which disciple questioned Jesus about who would betray him? A. John. B. Peter. C. James. D. Andrew. Time. Correct answer, A. John. During the Last Supper, John leaned against Jesus' chest and asked who would be the traitor. Jesus revealed that it would be the one to whom he gave a piece of dipped bread, referring to Judas Iscariot. John 13 verses 21 to 30. Question 9. Which apostle preached to the Ethiopian and baptized him? A. Peter. B. Paul. C. Philip. D. James. Time. Correct answer, C. Philip. Philip encountered an Ethiopian eunuch who was reading the scriptures and explained to him about Jesus. Philip then baptized him, marking the conversion of the Ethiopian and the beginning of the gospel's expansion to the nations. Acts 8 verses 26 to 39. Question 10. Who was the prophet that had a vision of the valley of dry bones? A. Daniel. B. Ezekiel. C. Jeremiah. D. Isaiah. Time. Correct answer, B. Ezekiel. Ezekiel had a vision of a valley filled with dry bones, symbolizing the spiritual restoration of Israel. God commanded Ezekiel to prophesy to the bones, which then came together and were covered with flesh and life. Ezekiel 37 verses 1 to 14. Question 11. What was the name of the man who helped Jesus carry the cross? A. Simon of Cyrene. B. Joseph of Arimathea. C. Nicodemus. D. Lazarus. Time. Correct answer, A. Simon of Cyrene. Simon of Cyrene was forced by the Roman soldiers to carry Jesus' cross to the site of the crucifixion. This act demonstrated the immense burden that Jesus bore for our redemption. Mark 15 verse 21. Question 12. What was the occupation of Zechariah, the father of John the Baptist? A. Shepherd. B. Blacksmith. C. Priest. D. Fisherman. Time. Correct answer, C. Priest. Zechariah was a priest in the temple, and his wife, Elizabeth, was a descendant of Aaron. During his service in the temple, Zechariah was visited by the angel Gabriel, who announced the birth of John the Baptist. Luke 1 verses 5 to 13. Question 13. Who was the king that offered Daniel and his friends food from the royal banquet? A. Nebuchadnezzar. B. Belshazzar. C. Darius. D. Cyrus. Time. Correct answer, A. Nebuchadnezzar. King Nebuchadnezzar offered Daniel and his friends food and wine from the royal banquet. However, Daniel requested to eat vegetables and drink water, demonstrating his faithfulness to God and his desire to maintain purity. Daniel 1 verses 5 to 16. Question 14. What was the name of Abraham's wife who had a child in her old age? A. Sarah. B. Rebekah. C. Rachel. D. Leah. Time. Correct answer, A. Sarah. Sarah, Abraham's wife, gave birth to Isaac when they were both advanced in age. The birth of Isaac was a fulfillment of God's promise to Abraham and Sarah, bringing great joy and hope to the couple. Genesis 21 verses 1 to 7. Question 15. Which apostle was known as doubting until he saw the resurrected Jesus? A. Peter. B. James. C. Thomas. D. Philip. Time. Correct answer, C. Thomas. Thomas, also known as Doubting Thomas, did not believe in the resurrection of Jesus until he saw the marks of the nails in his hands and the pierced side. Jesus appeared to him and said, "Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have believed." John 20 verses 24 to 29. Question 16. Who was the Roman governor who authorized the crucifixion of Jesus? A. Herod. B. Pilate. C. Nero. D. Tiberius. Time. Correct answer, B. Pilate. Pontius Pilate was the Roman governor who, despite finding no fault in Jesus, authorized his crucifixion under pressure from the crowd and religious authorities. His decision was a political act to maintain peace in Jerusalem. Matthew 27 verses 24 to 26. Question 17. Which disciple wrote the book of Acts? A. John. B. James. C. Luke. D. Paul. Time. Correct answer, C. Luke. Luke is the author of the book of Acts, which continues the narrative of the Gospel of Luke. Acts describes the growth of the early church and Paul's missionary journeys, among other important events. Acts 1 verses 1 to 2. Question 18. Which prophet was fed by an angel in the desert? A. Elijah. B. Jeremiah. C. Isaiah. D. Ezekiel. Time. Correct answer, A. Elijah. Elijah was fed by an angel while in the desert, after fleeing from Jezebel. The angel brought him food and water, giving Elijah the strength to continue his journey and fulfill the mission given by God. 1 Kings 19 verses 5 to 8. Question 19. Who was the king of Judah that made an alliance with the king of Israel to fight against Syria? A. Hezekiah. B. Josiah. C. Ahaz. D. Jehoram. Time. Correct answer, D. Jehoram. King Jehoram of Judah made an alliance with King Ahab of Israel to fight against Syria. This alliance led to a joint military campaign but also brought challenges and divine judgments upon their actions. 2 Kings 3 verses 6 to 27. Question 20. What is the name of the prophet who was fed by ravens during a drought? A. Elijah. B. Elisha. C. Isaiah. D. Jeremiah. Time. Correct answer, A. Elijah. During a time of drought and famine, God sent ravens to feed Elijah with bread and meat. This miracle occurred while Elijah was hiding near the brook Cherith, demonstrating divine provision and care in times of need. 1 Kings 17 verses 1 to 6. Question 21. Who interpreted Pharaoh's dreams in Egypt? A. Moses. B. Daniel. C. Joseph. D. David. Time. Correct answer, C. Joseph. Joseph interpreted Pharaoh's dreams, predicting 7 years of abundance followed by 7 years of famine. His interpretation helped save Egypt from crisis, and he was promoted to a position of great power and responsibility. Genesis 41 verses 14 to 30. Question 22. Who was the king of Judah that tried to consult a medium? A. Asa. B. Jehoiakim. C. Manasseh. D. Saul. Time. Correct answer, D. Saul. Saul, desperate for guidance after being abandoned by God, consulted a medium in Endor to summon the spirit of the prophet Samuel. This act was a serious transgression of God's law and indicated the depth of Saul's spiritual crisis. 1 Samuel 28 verses 7 to 19. Question 23. Which apostle was called by Jesus during a speech in the synagogue of Capernaum? A. James. B. Bartholomew. C. Peter. D. Matthew. Time. Correct answer, C. Peter. Peter was called by Jesus in a synagogue in Capernaum, where Jesus taught with authority. Peter's call to follow Jesus marked the beginning of a deep and transformative relationship. Luke 4 verses 38 to 39. Question 24. Which prophet wrote about the vision of the scroll that was to be eaten? A. Ezekiel. B. Jeremiah. C. Daniel. D. Isaiah. Time. Correct answer, A. Ezekiel. Ezekiel had a vision of a scroll that God commanded him to eat. The scroll was written with lamentations and mourning, symbolizing the message that Ezekiel was to convey to the people of Israel. Ezekiel 2 verses 8 to 10. Question 25. Who was the first apostle to be martyred? A. Peter. B. John. C. James. D. Andrew. Time. Correct answer, C. James. James, the brother of John, was the first apostle to be martyred. He was executed by order of King Herod Agrippa I, becoming one of the first martyrs of the early Christian church. Acts 12 verses 1 to 2. Now, we want to know, how many questions did you get right in this quiz? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget, subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and share it with your friends and family. This helps us spread the word of God to more people. Thank you for watching. And check out more videos here. May God bless you abundantly. See you in the next quiz.